Hi. Yeah, so Paris-Brest-Paris started in 1891, and it took 120 some years to do the first event, 761 miles. Actually, it's a 90-hour time limit, so all of your time on the bike, off the bike, in that 90 hours, 761 miles. It goes all the way across France and back to from Paris to the Atlantic Ocean. There were 5,300 people in the event in 2007. Like I said, it was first held in 1891. The first winner did it in 72 hours. The first American was 10 years later by a fellow by the name of Charlie Miller, did it in 56 hours. And you got to realize these guys are riding heavy steel bikes with one gear. So why do we do this to ourselves? The simple answer is we love to ride bikes. We don't do it because it's how we make a living. We do it because it's how we want to live. This guy said it best. He was the 1931 winner. I was a professional cyclist. I live by the bicycle. You guys are the real cyclists. You live for it. Here's my wife saying goodbye to me, wishing me luck and reminding me that it really isn't a race. It's just about the adventure and having a great time, and to take care of myself and enjoy it as much as possible and eat every chance I could get. I was in France. Why not? It starts outside of Paris in a little village called Saint-Quentin-en-Yvelines at the gym for right-handed boys. That's what one of my friends calls it. It's actually the Human Rights Gymnasium. It goes, let's see, waiting for 20 seconds. Boy, it's a long time. This guy, there are so many characters in this event. 5,300 people, they all have a story. This guy's done it 5 times. He always rides a really weird bike. And his friends say he's completely crazy, but you know, we probably all are if we want to do this event. You see all sorts of bikes in the event. I rode a single speed. This guy passed me going downhill at 69 miles per hour. I passed him going up the other side of the hill when he was going 2 and I was going 10. Totally, that is a bicycle, by the way. In 2003, a guy did it on a scooter, you know, a push scooter. The Italians, these guys know how to do it. They had a bus meet them every 50 miles. They completely changed their clothes. They had food. They had a bus to sleep in. These guys looked so fabulous the whole time. The rest of us, it rained. I forgot to tell you. It rained 70 of the 90 hours. I was a mess. The ride starts at night, so you have to have lights and reflective gear. Here's one of the waves of 500 people that they started in. It's a huge festival for these small towns that we ride through, and the people turn out at all times of the day and night. And I cannot say enough positive things about the French people. You hear, you read, it's not true. They are very charming, very nice. This is the route that we took. These little yellow balloons are the mandatory stops you have to make and get a card signed so you can prove that you've done the entire event. It's out and back. The little villages that we rode through were just so charming and gorgeous, but they all seem to be at the top of a really big hill. And when you're tired, and when it's raining, that's not fun. I rode much of the event with several good friends, but it's really hard to keep pace with someone for 761 miles, so we ended up getting separated a lot. This was one of the highlights of the ride. The sun had finally come out. It's the top of the biggest climb called the Roc Trevissel, and it's about 50 miles from the turnaround. So you get to the top of this hill, you have a long coast almost, all the way to the ocean. Then you have to turn around and go back up that big hill, and that's where that guy I passed on that fiberglass bike. This was my favorite town called Suzune. It also had a wonderful restaurant where I stopped on the way out and the way back. They got to know me quite well, and had a bottle of wine while I was there. Yes, you can drink wine and ride a bike at the same time, believe me. These are some of my good friends. The guy on the left is Glenn. He's from Bristol, Tennessee. The 2 guys on the right are J.D. Stewart and Branson Kimball. Branson lives in Durham. And Branson was the focus of a story in the News and Observer about this event. The next slide is a friend of mine, Mike Dayton, who lives here in Raleigh. And his buddy, Mike is on the left, his buddy John Indy is on the right. Now here's how serious we are. John got a kidney stone during the ride. He spent 8 hours in the hospital hooked up to an IV, getting morphine, passed the stone, got back on his bike, finished the ride. This is the turnaround point in Brest. Yes, we all sleep wherever we can. It was particularly sunny at this point and somewhat warm. When we started, it was 50 degrees and raining. Very atypical for August in France. Here's a little city, again, a very charming little town called Danger. That's Branson and JD and another friend of mine, Chris Cam. That's 540 miles into the ride, 220 to go, and we're pretty happy at this point. We know it's in the bag. If we can just hang on, we're going to finish. And here I am at the finish with my lovely daughter and my wife, and they brought some nice flowers for me that really covered up the smell because I've been in the same clothes for 3 days. And if you're interested in doing this event yourself, get ready. Next year, 2011, you can do it. But you have to do at least a 400-kilometer ride this year. So check out these 2 websites if you're interested, or talk to me at the break. I can give you some more information. Thanks very much.